Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, people of all ages, everything they say at the circus and more. We're back with another one here. It's the Bold Predictions Sports Media Podcast. And as tradition, he's Mr. KC from the 813. I'm that dude with the beard. And we're going to holler at you today about fixing some teams here. We got some King of the Hill going on. We got a couple of situations we're going to touch on today. First and foremost, how you doing, Mr. KC? What's going on?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. That dude with the beard, just enjoying this beautiful Florida weather. Excited to talk a little off-season football. Try to straighten these boys out and see what we can do for them. Make this a little more competitive for them.
Man, and hopefully some of these NFL execs, whoever can see this, and we can get on our Mel Kiper. We can just get a job working straight for the folk because, I mean, hey, if he can do it, I know I can do it. But I know what I'm talking about. So,
Absolutely.
folks, we're gonna do a little construction on the NFC South, and by God, are there some dumpster fires in the southernmost portion of the NFC? Goodness gracious. I'm talking dumpster fires. We might have a couple blow it up situations, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get everything right here. And talking about the NFC South, I'm gonna let Mr. KC go first with his first team, and then we'll trade off vice versa, and we'll talk about how to fix these things and get your program right. Because obviously, champions, we know how to win. So, I mean, if you, if you just want some advice, pay attention. Mr. KC, regale us. How are we gonna fix this first team, and who's the first team we're fixing here?
Well, the first team on the slate is the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to start with them because I feel like out of the two that I have, this is the only one that might have a chance, actually. And that's the New Orleans Saints. Biggest problem with the New Orleans Saints is we have a big cap problem in New Orleans. Apparently, we like to spend a few dollars on some bad decisions to the tune of $55 million. So we really need to talk to guys like Cam Jordan, Lattimore, Matthews, Kamara, see if we can't, free up some cap space here. And obviously, you're going to have to make some drastic moves. Luckily, with Sean Payton signing with the Denver Broncos, the Saints picked up a first round draft pick out of that. And it was desperately needed. And that is their only first round draft pick at pick 29. So it's a little late. It's a little garbagey of a pick, but we'll take something in the first round over nothing. You got a second round pick, a third round, and that's going to be your top 100. In the fifth round, you get one at 148. That's going to give you your, one in the 150s. So you got four decent little picks that you can kind of pick up some talent with. But as we know, with the Saints, the biggest issue is an issue that a lot of bad teams have, and that's quarterback. And that's not something they're terribly positioned to deal with. Now,
Man,
there is a situation where you could free up just enough money to get someone like a Derek Carr or maybe a Baker Mayfield kind of situation. This might be a prime Baker Mayfield kind of territory.
yeah, that's more of their price range from what I'm thinking. I don't think they can afford Carr.
Mm. And with being what it would take to get to Carr, I think is probably too much. Same with like a Jimmy G
Mhm.
kind of guy. Any
Mhm.
real the top tier free agent or gettable type quarterbacks, even if you were gonna try to talk Aaron Rodgers or something, like it would just be and
Uses the sun, the
yeah,
moon, the stars, the
yeah.
heavens, everything.
So I think you're gonna have to really, unless you kind of get lucky and draft someone that kind of slides that you feel good about. But even that late in a draft pick, that's kind of a. I mean,
Man, you
outside of the first three,
diamond in
four
the rough.
guys, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I think the first five guys are pretty tough, and then you got like one or two guys that are maybe okay quarterbacks in the draft. So and there's a lot of competition for quarterback this year. So we'll see what happens.
And to build on your point from earlier, I didn't want to interrupt you. If anybody should be taking a cut, it is Kamara. Because shit, you might mess around
Mm.
and be in jail soon, buddy.
Yeah,
Uh,
he might free
so,
up he,
yeah,
he might free up a little money on his own, right?
yeah, I was about
Yeah.
right. I was about to say so that cap space might just open on up. So we'll have to see. It's unfortunate that professionals can't keep their heads cool. I know everybody's people. I'm not playing them like people can't be people, but there ain't no reason for y'all to jump a man, and y'all all professional athletes. Like y'all have more strength and dexterity and stamina than the average man. Even though
Right.
he's still a man, I'm like, yeah, it's just some things you just don't do. That's why you should roll with people who do that for you. Where's your buddy who's supposed to go to jail for you? That kind of payroll I would have a guy. I would have a jail guy with me. I'm like, hey,
Mm.
Big Fred, it's time.
That's
Don't
what
worry, the
Fred's
bell's
for.
already there. Yeah, I'm saying
Hey,
that's. I
ah,
don't get it, but it
no.
reminds me of the Kareem Hunt situation all over again. It's always running backs getting caught up in these physical altercations and getting caught on film. It's always a running back. I just don't get it, but maybe CTE trauma early. Who knows? But we'll pray for the brother. But like I said, he might have just opened up some cap on his own.
Yeah, yeah, and unfortunate because I like him. You know, I like his style. He's a fun guy to watch. So, but I think with the Saints, I don't want to label them complete bust, but I just feel like we got a lot of holes and not a lot of way to fill them. You know, there's not a lot of quality draft picks there to plug and play, and we really don't have the money to really be blowing. Because even with these draft picks, that's another $10 million you got to free up. So it's really getting you to kind of that $65 million range before you start talking any free agency.
Exactly. Goodness
Mm,
gracious. So
mm, mm.
besides them needing a quarterback and having possibly the worst cap situation in the NFL, barring a few moves we've yet to see, what other positions would you look at noticeably that are like I wouldn't say well no beyond noticeable the glaring holes that that they desperately need to fill.
Well, they're gonna need to keep paying attention to the running back department, and it's sad that you're gonna have to draft that because even if Kamara plays, you still need to go and fill that kind of hole. And you could have some cap casualties with Cam Jordan or Lattimore, and with that, you're gonna have to just draft him and replace. So you're looking at defensive line, cornerback, you know, the hot positions of any team, and of course offensive line you're always looking for. So they've got more needs than they have ways to fill them. I feel like, but out of any division to be competitive with a bad car, bad roster, this is the one. So I'm not going to give up on the Saints quite like I might on the next team that I have.
I don't look. I don't blame you. The Saints they still could possibly turn it around. Um, Even if you can't find a quarterback, maybe Taysom Hill can finally be your quarterback, or I don't
Mm.
know what's going on with that. But
Oh, don't do it.
hey,
Don't do it. Let's
maybe he
give
could
a
have
let's give a shout out to December. Nice to have you here.
December Texan fan stopping by the way of
Mm.
KC.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Um,
that was last week's. I'm a big supporter of the Texans. I'm a believer. They got a lot of
yes,
cap
sir.
space and a lot of money, so and a lot of good draft picks. So let's see the Texans put it together and let's do something.
And
Let's
see what
ride
they can
Texans.
do.
They deserve it. They're good fan base, man. I feel a little bad for them.
No, I understand, dude. I mean, when you got a team that's been in mediocrity for so many years, it's just like Detroit. I like Detroit fans too, because hell, y'all done been through the mud and back, and you're still
Mm.
sticking with your boys, and now they're starting to look feasible. But we'll get to them soon enough in our how to fix your franchise because there ain't too much to fix there, and I'd love to talk about it. First team on my list out the South here, I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Falcons. Just like you said, a team who's in a better situation to be fixed. And first and foremost, quarterback. Um, at this point, Atlanta is really in a good position to almost get any quarterback because they can almost afford any quarterback. They got enough money to where either you stake your draft capital and you offer Chicago something that they can't refuse, and you move up and you either get Stroud or you either get the what's the other boy name Bryce Young or something like that,
Right.
whoever. You either make that kind of move because you're already at 9, so it's not like they're dropping out the top 10, so arguable draft capital. They'll make that kind of move. I can see Chicago jumping back because they don't need a quarterback, so I can see them dropping back and still getting the guy they want
There's
versus
talks of them trading Hurts too, so who knows? That can get
Oh, you
funky
mean
and
you talking about Fields? They're thinking about
yeah,
trading
yeah,
him?
Fields. Sorry, yeah, I said Hurts. Sorry,
What,
yeah,
man? That would be insane.
there's
That
been
would be
talk.
insane. Oh my! How to fix your franchise? Trust me, Chicago. You're on my list. I got to put y'all. Mark it down, Mr. Casey. I get Chicago
Hmm.
because that's crazy. If you trade people, I'll get back to the Falcons in a second. If Chicago trades Justin Fields, they are doing more damage to their franchise than they're trying to do to uplift it. And I put that on my soul, the soul of my relatives, and anybody who knows me. Because this kid's a baller. The stuff he did this season with your crappy team and nothing around him says enough of that. And you're thinking about trading me?
Hmm.
To who and for what? You better get the sun, moon, and the stars because this kid is a star. Like I don't get it. But trade him to Atlanta then. This is we talking about it. Shoot, trade him
Hmm.
down to Atlanta.
That
He'll
could
have
happen
them
too.
boy. He have them boys rolling. Then they don't have to spend all that money that they got on quarterback. They can go and get some more receiver help, which they really need is skill
Bad.
position help.
Yeah.
I'm talking. I'm talking. Y'all can holler at KC if you're Atlanta, to see what's going on with the Orlando Brown situation. You can let him walk. Y'all can pay him that money he's looking for. Shore up the left side of your line as much as you can. Go ahead and try to get Justin Fields if he's available via trade, or if you can trade up and get one of these young boys, or shoot, or if you can go sign Jimmy G or Lamar Jackson. Like you've got
Hmm.
options, and either one of
Hmm.
those quarterbacks, I feel, can win you that division almost
There's
easily.
there's been a lot of Lamar Jackson to Atlanta rumors. I've heard of
I
that a
would
lot.
love to see it. Leave, leave that racist bird for the dirty bird.
Look, we might have
So
to run
yeah,
back that Vic Lamar thing if that
I'm trying to
happens, because
tell you,
that,
if
that
it
might
happens,
hit a little
if it
harder quick.
happens, it's over. Atlanta
Right.
will officially forget about Michael Vick. It'll be
Mm,
nothing but Jackson
mm,
jerseys everywhere. They'll
mm,
put that man's jersey in the rafter before he even play a game.
mm, mm. I don't.
But
I would too. I don't blame him.
he said, I would.
I don't blame him.
um, but
What, what kind of draft picks?
beyond that,
What kind of
oh yeah,
draft picks?
the number one pick. I was number one pick. First round, they got the eighth pick. I said ninth earlier. That's Carolina with the ninth pick. They
Oh,
got the
okay.
eighth in the first round,
It's a
44 in the
solid
second
pick.
round. Dude, Beyonce, like I said, either because even if they can trade up and get somebody, or if they need to, if not, somebody might fall to you
I mean,
if
you're
you
getting a
really need it.
quality
I mean,
player. You're getting a
either
it.
way,
Yeah.
impact. So either, like I said, whatever position they choose
Mm,
with that first pick will really let me know how they're going to set up the rest of the draft. Because, like I said, they have the money to really address every problem, but they have such good draft capital. Because the second pick after that's the 44th, then they got the 75th right after that, then the 110th from Tennessee. So not to mention the 103rd, and then the 113th pick right after that. So they already got 5 picks. You see what I'm saying? That are
yeah.
that are top tier,
Yeah. And
dude.
because those ones in the 110, 113 range, it's outside of that golden top 100 range, but not
But
by
that's where you find
much.
a dog, and that's
Yeah,
where you
not
find
by
the
much.
dogs.
Those are the guys sliding right outside the top 100.
Exactly.
That's why I kind of it's gotten top 100, but the 150 range is where I kind of really look at, because after that 100, you're gonna find still quality guys 50 behind them. But after about 150 or so, you're getting kind of rough. And 110 is, man, those are some golden picks for Atlanta.
Man, and if they can find them another safety within those first few picks and then just a cornerback. I mean, the pass rush is decent, but if they can and then they can get a D tackle, dude, Atlanta really has a chance to shore up some spots on that D line. It really the whole every level of the defense they could get an impact player if they wanted to. But I think, like I said, they need more skill position on the offensive side of the ball, especially since you traded what's the boy name? You
Oh, the
traded him
wide
to
receiver.
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Yeah, I keep wanting to call him Ruggs,
right,
but I know it ain't Henry Ruggs. But you traded him. You need somebody to stretch the top. You can even possibly get the boy from K State who was supposed to be a chief, but the Seahawks grabbed him and kept him all them years.
oh
Tyler Lockett.
Lockett.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
say, dude, you can
mhm,
find you a guy like that. Just even turn the offense a little bit and get you one of those dudes, somebody to help Drake London down there. If he's going to be your number one receiver going forward, that's what you drafted him for.
right.
Get some help on him.
And they
Get
got
somebody who can get the ball to him.
and if you got a tight end, you would think that they should be able to put that together, man. How much cap
That's
space? How much cap
50.
space?
Let me go back to the number, but I believe it's upwards of 50 million.
50 million.
They're
The
dude.
exact
They are
opposite situation of the Saints, right?
right,
Like the you don't have to free up, and he probably still
dude.
could if you needed
So
to.
here we go. And if they release Mariota, which they probably did already, if they haven't, it'll go up another 12 million.
Mm, mm,
So
mm, mm.
56, another 12 on top of that, if they can get. So we're roughly talking about 68 million. Like I said, enough to
Mm.
make any moves that you need to
Yeah,
do, dude. Like
yeah,
this,
because you could.
there's no reason this offseason shouldn't propel you for future playoff glory.
Yeah, I feel like if they wanted to chase a Lamar Jackson or an Aaron Rodgers type, they really could. Even
They
if that's the
could.
route they wanted to go, like either one of them, I think you're right. They're open to anything. It's a
That's
clean.
dude. The
That's
court
a.
and dude,
I do.
it's a golden opportunity. Like I said, Derek Carr's out there, not looking at Carson Wentz at all. Baker Mayfield's still out there. Jimmy Garoppolo, Teddy Bridgewater. Uh,
Yeah, you got to do better than
well,
Teddy B.
I'm still high on Teddy B. Like I said,
Mm,
if the Rams didn't try to kill him that one season they wanted what's it called to take over for him, he would have probably took them to the championship game, but they punctured his lung on the sideline, put Herbert in. I said the Rams, but I meant to say the
oh,
Chargers.
you talking about Tyrod Taylor?
Oh yeah, Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, same difference. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All them same similar
All the
situations.
all them
Like a
quarterbacks that can't
yeah.
play and just hoping to play
No,
one
it's
day.
like no, it's like no, it's a whole different Tyrod could ball at one point in time.
Uh, he made
Like
the
I said, like
playoffs. Yeah,
situational, yeah.
right.
But like I said, if Gino can do it, now Gino can do it. Everybody can do it. But he's still out there, and Tyler Heineke's out there. I would even take a look at him if he's still out there, dude.
I
Look at
feel
what he
like
done for
with
the Commanders.
you got all that money, all that draft picks, I'd go.
And imagine just getting a
I'd go
dog
better.
like Tyler Heineke, and he said he just comes out there and balls, and you still got all that assets to pour around him. It'd be like the 49ers. They'd be the 49ers of the South. They could really talent up and then have anybody play quarterback.
Mm, mm. No, I feel like you've got the opportunity. You need to take it. I'd rather see you go after Lamar Jackson heavy, put more chips in that quarterback kind of pile than kind of skimp out on it. And this is your opportunity to succeed. And there's no reason to do that. I don't think the Falcons are so far off that you gotta or that you can go in there with some bum quarterback and feel good about your season.
You
I'd
think
rather
Tyler
see
Heineke's a bum though? Is he a bum?
he's above
Really?
he's above bum average, so I would not put
He's
him in the bum category. But he's
That's a
not
good way to put it.
yeah
Above bum average. I
yeah
like that.
Yeah, but like he's still drinking his beer out of a brown paper bag. If we're being honest, like he's not a
Okay.
bum, but he's a man of the streets. You know what I'm saying?
He's a man about town. I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man. Well, yeah, that's. I mean, you can't deny that. But I don't know. It's just something about Tyler Heineke. He can ball though. I mean, he's not a bum like you said, but
Right.
he's not the greatest. But shoot, from the package we've seen so far, he's been getting to Washington. Keep Heineke if you can, man. Because I mean, somebody's gonna get him. He's gonna play somewhere. I just know it.
As a backup.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, he's
We
got
shall
backup
see.
written all over it to me.
Well, yeah, it just depends on what these underwhelming teams do at quarterback. Because if he's going to be the best thing out there, shoot, I wouldn't mind taking him as a backup here if that's the case.
Yeah, yeah,
We need
not fair.
somebody to fill my boy Henny thing's spot. I still can't believe he gone, man. Goodness gracious.
I
I almost
couldn't
want
believe he
Chase
was still
Daniels back.
there.
Why would you look? Why would you get
Look,
off the magic carpet?
no, I'm just saying, like that man really rode his way into two Super Bowls, and it was
You know
glorious
what?
doing it.
But look, I give him credit. He played in both playoff series. They won the
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
so he contributed more than Chase Daniel did on his ring ride.
Right.
So he did more than a lot of people. He did more than what's the boy name who we had Melvin Gordon who said I got carried. He did more
Mm-hmm.
than ungrateful LaShawn McCoy. He did more than a lot of them dudes. So.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is possible. Shout out to my boy Chad Henney. Come in 99. You need 99 yards? No problem. I got that. That's easy. I've been waiting all year for this coach. He
What is it?
reminds me of what's his name, Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Right.
He was a boy.
He said, eh,
Oh
I'm fresh. What are you gonna
yeah. I throw football quarter mile right now.
do?
Let's go ahead.
Man.
Oh, but yeah. So that's it with the Falcons. They need some skill players. Mainly I would say another receiver to go on the side of London. Um, and a better running situation, a good running back, I feel could set them up. But
I
this
can see that.
quarterback situation is going to be the catalyst. We just got to see which way they go with it because I really think they can be aggressive and trade up. But then again, they can sit on their hands and just sign Lamar Jackson. Just a unanimous MVP, probably, arguably the fourth best quarterback in the NFL when healthy. I mean, you can do that. So I mean,
Right.
why not? Why not?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Let me toss it back to December real quick. She said it happened for the Chiefs. It can happen for the Texans.
You're not
That's the
lying,
only problem with that is the Chiefs are anyway. So I'm gonna
right?
have to say good luck with that. But you're absolutely right.
Right,
And
because
the
it could
Texans,
happen.
yeah, and
Likeliness, yeah, but
uh,
it could happen.
it was kind of the same situation for the Chiefs if if the Texans would have got Andy Reid type of a thing and he's got draft
Hmm.
picks and cap
Need somebody to
space.
just turn them
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The Texans, but see the thing about the Texans here, and I can't wait to talk about their division too. But I'm gonna let Mr. KC cover the Texans. But they've already blown up their situation, so now they're only in a better position to build it up because they've already blew it up. Just like how I keep saying the Chargers just need to go ahead and blow it up, and why, especially while your quarterback's young, and mold this thing up, man. Become a contender. But hey, you can only do so much from the computer. I can only tell these folks so much.
Right,
But
right.
anyway, yeah. Anyway, so there's that. Mr. KC, who we fixing? Well, who you gonna fix next, man? Who else needs your services out the south?
Well, they call me Mr. KC from the 813 because I'm here in Tampa Bay. Gonna talk a little Tampa Bay Buccaneers football.
Hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm already knowing.
I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke.
Bro,
Oh,
riggedy,
Lord.
bro.
Broke.
Woo,
Broke like nobody else.
woo.
You look, you say you broke, but you ain't Tampa Bay Buccaneers broke. Okay?
Man.
Poor $56 million. which is real similar to the Saints. So you can't really make fun of them neither. Now we got to talk about the glaring issue for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Besides being broke, I know rent is due and we don't have the cash, but the big problem on the slate is the quarterback. We had Tom Brady, Timothy the
What?
Goat Brady,
Right. Oh, Timmy Ed.
and he's no longer with us, folks. He's not died, but he's died to us. Well,
Man.
he'll live in Tampa Bay's heart forever, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. It's a wrap, dude. Between
Yeah,
him and what's the boy name? Brad Johnson? Whoever it
right.
is.
The question is,
Oh
does he
man.
pull a Tony Gonzalez and thank the Buccaneers for his whole career and to
Mm.
appreciate how they made him into such a goat?
A champion. Goodness gracious. We
Because he
never
was
seen
kind of
nothing.
before,
He was okay
but
before. He was just a
he,
guy.
he
But
was, but
Tampa
he's
Bay?
yeah. After he cemented it in Tampa Bay, you kind of got to give it to him. Look, this wasn't old Belichicky. This is old Tampa
He said
Bay
this is all
meat.
right. This is
Look,
all on Tampa.
look.
Mm.
So we really need a quarterback. We really need a cornerback. We have the same problem with everybody in the NFL. Is we need a wide receiver. There is a wide receiver drought in
I'm
the
trying to tell you.
NFL. Do you look at the free agency? They're not there.
They're not.
Mecole Hardman is a free man because
Right.
the Chiefs aren't going to be able to afraid to match what another team's going to pay him because the free agent market's dry and the draft class is okay, but it's still not even like we're
It's
going to
not
just,
even.
so it's rough. They could use a running back. You're losing Fournette.
Ooh.
You need a defensive line. When we look at the draft picks, we got round one, pick 19. So it's right in that kind of funky range where all the real top tier first round picks are kind of going away real quick. Like second round, you're looking at 50. Third, you're at 82. And that's, you got a couple fifths, a couple sixths, and a couple sevens. But, you're digging real late
Goodness
in the
gracious.
draft to be filling some holes. And those guys, those late guys, are gonna have to play. Um, with the cap situation and with the holes that you got to fill, there's no money to do it with. They're gonna play. You're
And
you're gonna see
and
some 6th round talent playing for Tampa Bay next year.
and that's the backside of building those all in teams.
Hmm.
Yeah, you win the bowl, you go on a run, you win the bowl, and then next season you're mediocre.
Yeah,
The
but
season
don't laugh at these second 7th round picks here. Because
oh
look at
well
the
no.
Kansas City Chiefs. You draft them right, you get yourself an Isaiah Pacheco, and what's that cornerback's name? Probably Williams or something.
Williams, we got
Yeah,
too many of them.
yeah, too many
Goodness
of them. I could probably
gracious.
just throw that out there, and I'm probably right. And
Right.
both of them were 7th round draft picks. Both of them started in the Super Bowl, playing important snaps. So
Right, but shoot, man, Brett Veach ain't down there making them picks.
yeah. But I almost want to officially label this team the team in the division that's not fixable. This
Not
is
fixable.
this might be,
Blow it
and
up.
I know we got one left, but I think you almost need to
No, I
talk
think
about
you're
blowing it
right.
up. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm surprised that's not what you just said from the jump. It's time to throw some TNT down the hallway and plug your ears, Jack.
right. Yeah,
It's
I like
time
to
to
say,
blow
but
it
I
up.
like to give the analysis first to make sure that it sounds like the disaster as big as it is, but it really is. If I was them, I might look at like what can I get for Mike Evans, folks? Like he might be a 1st round pick right now,
Man,
or a solid second and fourth type deal. Like you need to start. Say, it's just three in the top 150, and that's just and not even as, and all three of them are like in top 82. So after that, it's just
Right.
wait a couple days for your name to come back, and you get a pick again, and watch all the talent leave while you're just watching. So
While you're sitting on your hands. Like,
yeah,
man, we went all in, but at least we can look over and see that Lombardi. It might make you feel better. But geez, dude, yeah,
yeah, and it was
I think it's time to blow it up, though. I'm with you because really they need something. In my mind, they need something on every level,
yeah,
and that's hard to do in one season, one off season.
yeah, and I was contemplating on giving that label to the Saints, but my problem is I feel like the Saints are in just a slightly better situation, and they get a quarterback in there, and maybe a little extra talent, and at least it won't be the Bucks.
Right, exactly. That's
Mm,
the upside. You won't be as worse as Tampa Bay because they're back to just being Tampa Bay now. The Tampa
mm.
Bay is over with. The allure is gone. Um, yeah, it's time to blow it up.
Yeah, but I think if they blew it up, if they just commit to the blow up in a bad year next year, they could turn that around quickly.
Quick, yeah, quick. You gotta have the capital to do it.
Yeah, and you
So
got to
yeah,
decide to blow it up.
Tyler
And
Heineke down to Tampa Bay. Maybe they can afford him down there.
they could afford that's a possibility because you're looking at him or Baker Mayfield. You need a budget kind of guy to really kind of
I'd
carry
go
you.
Heineke because if Baker plays too good, then you can't afford him next year, and then you're
Mm,
sitting on your hands again. and then you're
mm.
sitting on your hands again, looking like, how did we let this happen? So I don't know. The Baker situation is so interesting to me because there's definitely a team out there that could use him, but I don't think there's just too many. The teams that could use him just really can't afford him unless he really takes like a. I
Baker,
mean, like, yeah. I mean,
I don't
even if
think
he
he's
takes
going
a
to be
minimum
expensive.
deal,
He's he's going to be
he's getting
cheap.
at least he's getting at least 18 million a year
Oh yeah,
minimum.
yeah. Probably even if
Yeah,
it's a backup
I
role,
was
it's
gonna say at
probably
least I was low key. I was gonna say at least 22, but he's probably gonna get
that
like
might be high
18
for a
million.
backup. That might be.
But it's the boy Baker. You know they love him. Some they love to hate him too. He's a storyline. But
Do
imagine
you
if
really want to
Miami
pay
had the
Baker?
money. I'm just saying, if Miami had the money to pay him, I bet you they would.
Well, Miami might that might be a good spot for him because
It
Miami
would be.
needs if they're
It
riding with
would
Tua, they're
be.
gonna need him.
I don't know. See, I think the Tua experiment's done, but we'll get to their division too because they can't afford to blow nothing up. They spent all their money, so it's pretty much a wrap on that end. But folks,
All right,
moving
hold on.
on
Before
here.
we move on,
Oh,
before we get to the next team, shout out Bugsby.
what's going on?
Had a pause, but still watching. I appreciate it.
Right, appreciate you being here.
Yeah, make
Uh,
sure you check out his YouTube channel and enjoy the nice gaming content. It's very nice,
right. And we always like
entertaining
gaming
channel.
content. And for the gaming community here, we'll even start some bold prediction gaming stuff here soon. I got some Destiny clips, some footages. We got everything. We're gonna cover everything, baby. Electronic sports is gonna be just as big. Trust me.
Right.
Um, moving on here, the last team in the NFC South that needs construction work is a team we were just vaguely talking about because we was talking about Baker Mayfield, but it's the Carolina Panthers. You want to talk about a team that's been a carousel of quarterback for the last couple years, really. Um, okay defense, need some playmakers on offense. So let's see how we can fix it. Got about 8 million in cap space so far. Not terrible, definitely not great. So maybe one impact player at a particular position because you do need a tackle, I believe, on both sides actually. But your draft capital allows you to come almost kind of be in command of a situation. So either you take a lower end quarterback that you can just cut a deal on real quick and pay him incentive and bonuses. Because if you're not going to go and get a Sam Darnold back or any of them other guys, I mean, I can't really see you getting a top three kind of quarterback. I don't see a Derek Carr. I don't see a Jimmy G or a or even a consideration for a Lamar Jackson situation. This is more of a you couldn't make it work with Baker, so you kind of got to go not a step under, but kind of a lateral move to somebody who you think can do it. Another Heineke situation, or who else was out there that I was thinking about? Geno Smith. If for some reason the
Mm,
Seahawks decide not to keep him,
I wonder if they do. That's an interesting
w-
situation with Gino too.
yeah. But either way, you got the ninth picked in the first round. So either you put together a pretty package and you try to ship everything you can to get either one of those first or second picks and try to get your quarterback of the future, Stroud or Chase or whoever is going to be young, or what's the other boy name? Who they try to say is Pat Mahomes out of UFC. Uh,
Oh, oh,
what's his name? Is it Chase Young or something like that?
I've,
Or no, it's
it's Bryce Young.
anyway.
Is that
Bryce
what it
Young
is?
or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So, or even the boy Levin, from I forgot what school he went to, but he's been popping up as a projected pick, kind of like my boy KP from last year. Shout out Kenny Pickett, Steeler Nation. I'm still rocking with y'all. Uh, but you can get a package deal, maybe move up in the draft, get something like that. But if not, if you can't, and you can sign a guy, you go ahead and get you an impact wide receiver or tackle, right then and there. Something that's going to solidify your future prospect at quarterback, or at least shore up your running game, which was pretty decent. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst either. You got the first round pick, you got two in the second round, which are pretty good picks, as they're dang near back to back. I want to say yeah, they got the 39th and then the 61st pick, then the 93rd pick, and then 114th, 132nd, 147th. So
Mm,
you're in that top half of the draft. So it's like you can definitely find these players to make these moves. So I feel like they're in one of the better positions of the situation as far as the division goes too, just off the
yeah,
capital you have.
yeah. I definitely feel like they're better than the Bucks and the Saints were. Um, yeah, it's got to be better than the Bucks and the Saints by a mile. For the, I mean, it's not the, clearly it's got to be the Falcons with the best position. But I feel like the Panthers aren't terribly behind them, especially
Hmm,
with that draft. They just don't have the capital, the salary cap that the Falcons have. That's enticing, but
right.
you
Because
can
the
free up.
highest max for them. Yeah, no, no, no. Go ahead. You said they can free up.
Yeah, you can free up a little bit of cap space. Convert some money into, some salary or some signing bonus type deals and extending guys and stuff like that to free up a little bit of cap space because that 8 million is really going to go to those draft picks. So
Hmm.
you've really got to free up some money for a free agency anyway, and I think they'll find a way to do that.
So it looks like after all their early moves, they'll have about 14.2 million. And then, like you said, if you can free up something else somewhere else that's not detrimental to the team,
Hmm.
you can get into that 20 range, 22 ranger. You can kind of make some noise. You could almost be feasible this year to at least make a playoff run, honestly.
Right.
And another thing, this I know we were talking about personnel. Excuse me, hold on. I think one more thing that Carolina needs is a culture change. I think they need a new
Mm.
coach. I would like to see the yeah, I would like to see them get a new coach. I would like to see them get a new GM, honestly, and somebody who's actually going to care about the job. I don't know. It just seems like some of those guys get in those positions just to be like, yeah, boy, I'm the GM here. Just bragging rights because we don't
Right.
see the love for your position translate to the talent that you're putting on the field. So I'd like to see them have a faculty change, but I don't think they're in the worst position in the division. But I think they're in like as far as contention, they're in probably the third best position because I still think that New Orleans could really turn it around somehow. I don't know. It's just something about New Orleans that just makes me think they could turn something around. But
It could be funky,
let's see.
and they It really felt like if they had a quarterback last year, it would have been more competitive, you know. But I just I don't see them getting a quarterback, and that's my problem. I just don't see them because they're going to do something like Tyson Hill or whatever, and just stupid. You know, it's just going to be stupid football that's played on Sunday, but it should be on Saturday. Like, what are we doing here? This is supposed to be professional football.
And you know what? A mess around that happened. I didn't even think about this. They messed around and somehow get Ryan Tannehill down there.
That is the type of sounds
that's
very Saintsy.
that's the kind of yeah. That's the kind of move. Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of saying, see, exactly. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Oh my god. To even think about that.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, I think that takes care of the old NFC South, the old dirty South.
Oh yeah. And we'll see what moves they make, and we'll keep a track of them. But at least those are a few things to kind of lay the groundwork as to what you guys can do to at least start to right the ship, turn this thing around a little bit. Like at least get your hand on the wheel. Stop just letting the crash happen, free falling. At least try to take control of this bad boy. Goodness
Right.
gracious.
Absolutely. So let's hit them with a little versus battle. Let's get a little versus battle going. I'm getting a little hyped. This has been on my mind for a good while. We've had the conversation on this week's versus battle. We are having the conversation. Who has the worst contract between Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson? And folks, I'm here to tell you that the Russell Wilson contract is worse than this Deshaun Watson contract. I don't care what the dude with the beard would tell you. Look, I know that it's all guaranteed money and whatnot, but there's no getting out of this contract with Russell Wilson either. And not only that, you have the chance, a little sliver of hope, maybe possibly with Watson, that this is still a good quarterback. But with Russell Wilson, not only are you dealing with a contract that's going to take you all the way to 2028, where you're averaging $48 million per season, where you gave him a $50 million signing bonus, so you're really just jabbing yourself beautifully in this contract situation. Not only is that, but you're getting a terrible, horrible, unbelievable, malarkey as can be, highway robbery quarterback play here. And I understand Deshaun Watson has not returned to top elite tier status yet, but
Well, you let me talk about Deshaun. I'll tell you. I'll tell the world why he don't deserve that money, and why
listen,
and why it's terrible. Yeah.
let's see,
Well, yeah,
let's hear
but yeah,
this. Let's hear a
let's hear about
little.
how these folks who bought these Broncos, they got Walmart shutting down everywhere.
Mm,
They done paid Russell Wilson so much money they got to close stores.
mm,
Goodness gracious. You want to just talk about dumpster fires, but ladies and gentlemen, the worst contract is clear. It's evident. It's Deshaun Watson's. If you talk about a man, not only a man who's probably a terrible person, but this is all allegations, who's allegedly a terrible person, you gave this man $45 million signing bonus guaranteed for
that
not
was
having proved anything, not having done anything, not even I mean, even if you look at his Texans body of work, like okay, and then not only that, you commit to a fully guaranteed contract where you're going to pay him just $2 million short of the worst quarterback you want to say in the NFL, when Russell Wilson, so he's getting 46 million a year until 2027. So I mean. The Russell Wilson deal is bad, but this is worse because you're paying for a guy who didn't play, and when he did play, it was terrible. I swear Tyler Heineke would have won more games in Cleveland than Deshaun Watson did. Any of the quarterbacks they
mm,
had there. dude. It's
Mm,
just this
I think
guy.
Jacoby Brissett was technically went into it as
Yeah,
fighting.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. Deshaun Watson, look, my man. I know you had tremendous upside when you first came out, but this is a long time ago now. The Deshaun Watson, like you ain't
Russell
heard his
Wilson was
name
good when Deshaun
once
Watson was
once
good.
once upon an age. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. But this don't it feel like that's been like 5 6 years ago? It feels. I know it hasn't been that long, but it
mhm.
feels that way.
It
Deshaun,
does.
you
Yeah.
nobody's considering you in the top anything. You're
I'm
not.
trying
You're
to
not a top
remember.
10 quarterback.
Trying to remember the last elite Deshaun Watson play. I remember just in my mind. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I'm saying.
phew, feel like
That's
I've
what
won
I'm
so many
saying.
Super Bowls since then. I can't really remember.
Yeah, I can't
Like,
remember.
I just can't remember.
Oh, heavy as the head. I'm trying to tell you, dude.
Mm,
This deal is well, it's not uncharacteristic of Cleveland. It's the Cleveland type move. You pay a
yeah.
guy who hasn't done anything all the grip. This is the Peyton Hillis situation. This is the who was the other boy that went to the Browns get sold. The OBJ got some money from 'em. They always go and get a guy, a big guy who's just a name, who's done some special things in the past just off of just moments. Like the dude, there's not one single season that Deshaun Watson had, and I just looked like, boy, he's a
Mm.
top tier quarterback right there. He's
But
gonna be.
you do get rid of Watson 1 year earlier than
That's the only benefit.
yeah, and actually, and I'm not sure because when I looked at it, I thought it was 26, so that would be like 2 years, but it might be 27. You might
Oh
be
no,
right.
no, it's 27.
It's
Yeah,
27. We'll go with your word. I
yeah.
believe you on.
27, he should be unrestricted. Well, no, so I guess six is right there
Okay, yeah,
technically.
to get them through
Yeah,
6 and then win
yeah,
7. Yeah, got you.
yeah.
And I think that's the same with what I'm thinking with 28. I think like he becomes available and
Right.
after that. And that 230 is fully guaranteed.
That's what I'm
And
saying. You can't get none of this money back.
yeah, because at least for the Broncos, it was 242, which is a little bit more, but it was only 161 guaranteed.
Man,
But I feel like
this is a
Watson,
$54 million cap hit every year, Mr.
who's
Casey.
who's do you really feel like Watson's more capable of earning any bit of those money than compared to Wilson? So I feel like there's no chance Russell Wilson's earning a single dollar out of this
I'm to
contract.
the point where I'm willing to go on record and say neither one of them can put on a
Mm,
performance that's worthy of that check they got. And
mm.
at least in Watson's case, I'll give him slightly more benefit of the doubt. I'll leave the door open for you. This could
He's
be a
younger
proven year for you.
because
Yeah,
he's younger, right?
come and show me that you're worth all this money they gave you. Because if you're gonna look anything like you look when you came back, like you looked out of shape, you didn't look like you've been
Mm,
getting ready to come back to play football.
yeah, this is a tough one, folks. We're gonna need your opinion. We're gonna need you guys to chime in, vote in the comments section. Tell us what you think. Um, who would you not want to get stuck with? What quarterback are you saying? God dang it,
God,
Bobby!
right? I was like,
Right?
God,
Like, what are we doing here? And I just in my bones, I feel like it's Russell Wilson. He's
dude,
just so
I know the
trash.
feeling, dude. Every time I think about this deal and I look at it, my stomach churns a little bit. Well,
Mm,
I'm like, bro, he did the same. He was doing the same thing I was doing, and then
yeah,
he just get up, get 230 million guaranteed off some stuff that he did back in the past. Like I said,
right.
he's not, and after all the surgeries and stuff like that, even rehabbing, like I said, sitting out, when you came back, you just didn't look good. The mechanics didn't look good.
Right,
Like we didn't see none of the takeoff speed, Deshaun Watson. Like, where's the Clemson boy at? Where you at? Where's Deshaun Watson?
right. And you still got to deal with like the morality aspect of it too. Like,
Man,
at least with Russell Wilson, it's kind of like the church boy versus the
probably a
whatever,
terrible person. That's what I said.
right,
Probably
whatever
a
you want to
terrible
call him,
person.
yeah, right? Like just a A man with a fetish.
Allegedly. Right.
Allegedly
Yeah.
with a
A man
fetish.
with taste.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Please
Allegedly.
allow me to
Yeah.
introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. That's who he is. Pleased to meet you. You better be careful when you meet Deshaun Watson.
Mm,
Hmm.
mm. You think you could have found him with just one nice one to, take care of all of his massaging needs, but
Mm-mm.
apparently,
He's Chris Tucker and Rush Hour too. See, yeah, I
mm,
want this one. Ooh, gotta have her.
mm.
Ooh, yeah, I gotta have her because he said I hurt my neck and my back, so I'm gonna need a little more massage. So let me get them. So let me get them too. Like what? Oh no.
Oh, that is what he said too.
But I'm trying to tell
Both
you.
him and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you that 46 million. He probably spent the good.
Mm,
I would say good
mm,
12 of that at the bathhouse. I'm
mm.
sure.
Well, it's got to be a tax write-off for trading purposes and support staff. So,
You would think so.
if you're going to dodge taxes, that is one way to do it. If
Right,
you got to look for your write-offs how you can, folks.
man. Or
And
you do the Ricky Williams, just like, yo,
yeah,
bro, I'm out. I'm in the mountains.
right.
In a sleeping bag. Don't bother me.
Well, I think
Goodness
that's our
gracious.
versus battle for this week, and I was excited for this one. I know this one has been brewing in our minds for really since we brought up the versus battle.
Right.
So
It's
this one's,
Watson, folks.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's
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 Watson.
it's actually Russell Wilson because he is that garbage. But we'll
And
leave
if
it
and
up
if
to the
y'all
vote.
and in your comments, we'll leave it up to y'all. If y'all say both of them, I'm willing to take that answer.
Yeah,
I'm
that is
willing to
valid.
take that.
That
That
is
is a
valid.
valid answer because they're both the worst two deals in the NFL right now, besides Aaron Rodgers' deal, because
Mm,
he's on that will they, won't they, or ain't that how they describe it?
right.
Yeah, tell me, dude, are you gonna kiss the girl or not, Aaron? Are you coming back? Are you going back to the woods to get high? What are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, if you want to get high, man, just go do it. You made enough money. They still think you one of the greats. You're fourth tier of all the good quarterbacks. I'll give you that. And that's plenty to be proud of. Riding to the sunset. Go get high, man. Do what you gotta do, but leave the game alone. If Tom's done, you should probably go head out too. I think it's time to head on out there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that gives us the versus battle for this week. Do we want to run a quick King of the Hill?
Oh, we can.
Yeah, I think we got time. If we make it a little quick one, I think we got time to slip one in, just real quick, like, give them a little taste of some King of the Hill action.
Where you want to go with it? What parameters we doing? Because we doing this on the fly, folk. But this is how we operate. It's
Right.
organic. It's fluid. What Stephen A. Smith? It's fluid.
It's
We
fluid,
flow with it.
folks.
We flow with it. We flow
Well,
with it all.
well, let me see. I think since
Ooh,
football's up, we almost need to choose a different sport for this one, huh?
that's what I'm thinking. I'm about ready to move on into the heavy wrestling realm. Maybe some UFC.
Well, we do got that
Yeah.
Jones fight coming up, don't we?
Oh yeah. Oh
Mm. But
yeah.
we already know the answer to that one.
The
That's
baddest
not a
man on the
good.
planet. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the baddest man on the planet.
You
Besides
can't.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, you can't King of the Hill with Jones involved. He won already.
Okay, because he is the hill.
Yeah,
Right.
like, we know the answer. We found it
Right.
out.
We got that. Uh shoot. Yeah, man, let's do shoot, we can
Let's,
even do a little baseball. We can do
let's
some
do
basketball.
let's do baseball. Let's do uh your favorite hitter of all time, your favorite batter, the guy that's gonna be at the plate, swinging at the ball, hitting you some. We'll call it home runs. It doesn't. He doesn't have to be a home run hitter. But if you had to pick one person to put out there
Mm-hmm.
and have him be at bat, who are you picking? Let's start out. Let's give old. Let's start you out real high. Let's go Baby Ruth for you. You're starting with Baby Ruth. Are you taking Baby Ruth or are you taking Lou Gehrig?
Ooh. Hmm. I have to go with Lou.
Lou, ooh,
I'm
Lou,
gonna have
Lou,
to
Lou.
go
That's a
with
good, not
Lou.
bad choice. Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig.
Ooh,
He's a little clutch. I really think like, hey man, if I'm the coach and I see Lou getting up, spitting in the canteen, I'm like, look man, this is it. You take this 1 yard or we're going home. He just looks like to me like he'll be the one like, yeah, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Just nonchalant. I got it. Don't worry. And
all
go up
right.
there and send us home. Crack crack.
Let's bring a controversial person into the mix. You taking Lou Gehrig or you taking Mark McGuire on the
Oh my
juice? You get the
god.
juice. The juice is loose with Mark.
The Juice too? Oh,
The
but I see.
juice. Yeah.
I'm taking Juice McGuire.
Mm,
You want to talk about arguably the most
mm,
dangerous hitter? Now, if we doing sauced up, I'm taking McGuire. There's no
okay,
questions about it. He
that's
go get
fair.
you four in a game. Come on, Mark. We need it. He's like, okay, I got you, boy. He hit the. I mean, he could get catch the tiniest sliver of the ball with the bat, and that mug still going.
Yeah, there's enough juice involved. He was about to get there. Uh,
Ooh,
ooh. All right, the last guy that's got a chance first, Mark McGuire. Let's go, Ty Cobb. Let's bring out the heavy hitter,
ooh,
the man with the stats,
ooh,
the all around stats. He's not juiced up.
ooh.
He's a mean
Right,
man. Ty Cobb
right,
is a mean, dirty,
right.
slide into cleat
Yeah, he's
first
a
kind of guy.
kick your
Yeah.
shin loose. I got
Hmm.
you.
Yeah. Hell
Goodness
yeah.
gracious, but the game on the line.
Hmm.
I think I'm still going Juice McGuire, baby.
Juice
I think I
McGuire's.
think I'm still doing it. It's the last at bat, and I got a designated hitter, and Marcus over there just let me know. I see him putting that deer antler in his arm. I'm like, I'm calling him up. I said, "Oh, he's ready. Come on, Mark.
He is
He's ready."
red. He, I think I might have went Ty Cobb personally, but a juiced up McGuire is never a
Dude,
bad
it's
way to
hard.
go.
I'm
So,
saying it's hard to beat, man.
right.
Ty Cobb is a bad man, dude. He can get it done, but
Yeah.
Marky Mark, I'm gonna have to go with Marky Mark. You know what? Yeah, Mark McGuire for sure. I'm gonna go stick in the same realm on you. I'm gonna go kind of newer age though.
Okay.
For you, let's see. Would you rather put Derek Jeter on the plate for your last one, or would you rather put David Ortiz up there?
Oh, David Ortiz. If we're batting like Big Poppy all the way,
Oh,
like let's
I'm gonna tell
go.
you,
Like,
that's my guy.
yeah,
All right,
Ortiz is a bad man. I feel like I hope he's not forgotten about, or
he's better not be, dude.
underappreciated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. He's the Tom Brady of the motherfucking Red Sox at this
just
point. Like,
about
yeah, like what? Okay, so Jeter's done. We got Poppy up there. Who I'm gonna send to you? Curveball to face Big Poppy. Mm, no, that one's too easy. No, that one's too easy too. You know what? So against Big Poppy for you, I'm gonna put up your boy Ken Griffey.
Oh, they're too easy. We all know the correct answer here, folks. It's the man with the most beautiful swing that was ever swung in the history of Major League Baseball, Mr. Ken Griffey Jr. Now, not to be confused with Senior,
Right,
who's
not to be
also a
confused with his
fantastic,
father. Right.
yeah, fantastic ball player. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Ken
Hmm.
Griffey Jr. was the man with the plan. And you might have a few more attributes out of David Ortiz that are nice, but man, sign me up for Ken
Hmm.
Griffey.
Okay. So we got Ken Griffey taking out Poppy. I'm just making notes, keeping them here, so we'll know who the winners are coming up here. And we got him taking him out. Good night. Okay, so if that's the case, now we got Ken Griffey on the mound. Well, not on the mound, but you know what I'm talking about. Let's pull out. No, that's too easy because he's. I'm trying not to give you nobody on the sauce because the sauce might always win.
Mm. You might need a sauce guy before King Griffey Jr., brother.
Yeah, no, for
like,
sure.
because I don't know if he was sauce, but I don't think he was, and he was probably the best non-sauced guy there was. So you might need a little juice to get loose.
Hmm. You said you might need a little juice to get loose. You know what then? How about we do an intermediate juicer. Well, no, he was probably full blown in that era. Sammy Sosa, my boy,
Ooh,
pre
semi
bleach, pre bleach.
pre-bleach. We're talking dark skin
Yeah,
Sammy.
we talk right.
We're talking the Sammy Sosa
Pepsi Sammy
everyone
Sosa,
imagines when
right,
you think Sammy Sosa.
right. Pepsi commercial, not that new one. We're talking
not,
about old
not that
Pepsi,
Diet Pepsi,
right.
the full-blown regular person
200
Pepsi.
calorie. I
Yeah,
need
the
it all.
200 calorie version. Oh, I got to go with the King Griffey Jr. for my own sanity. I'm a Sosa fan. You know, look, give him a little cork in his bat, he can hit a ball, boy.
I'm
Like
trying to tell
you
you,
don't necessarily need all the juice. You get a little
right.
cork, you're good to
Oh, so
go.
that's what I'm like, a little associate juicer. Like we
Mm,
put him in there. He knew they was coming down on the juice. He said, "Okay, well let me drop a little cork down in there, and they'll never suspect
mm,
not for another 8 years."
right.
Right?
Mm,
Oh
mm,
man. Well, I'm glad you picked him because I was gonna pick Miguel Cabrera, but
mm,
I think Sammy
mm,
Sosa.
mm.
Oh yeah, I know. I know. You want to talk about a hitter, boy?
Man,
Man,
Triple
he tear
Crown winner,
Alice.
man.
He'd
Man,
tear the lace off a baseball.
mm, mm,
Ooh,
mm.
yeah.
Scary
So
thought.
yeah, so look at him. Okay, so at the King of the Hill, then we got the Juice McGuire and we got King
Mhm.
Griffey, our two kings of the hills this week. And shoot, that'd be a head-to-head battle I'd like to see.
Oh, I'd watch it. It'd be a good
Yeah.
home run derby, even. Like, it'd be just good all around.
Mm-hmm. It was good entertainment.
Right,
Like I said, that's when baseball. That's when baseball was America's sport for a while. I mean, America's sport shifts. I'm not gonna be biased to say it don't, because during like from 1999 to about 2008, basketball was running the entertainment circuit. Like there was still good football being played, but basketball was at the height of all the heights. Like, dude, it was crazy. And then you get those 2007 to about 2015 baseball teams like all them Brooklyns and New Yorks. Everybody's winning titles. Like it's going like we see the trend. It's crazy, dude. And just to think that most of these sports, like when they're in their eras, they produce dynasties. And I believe that we're back on the football cusp of that end, and we know where the next dynasty is. We're already seeing it formulating.
that's what
Man.
I'm saying.
So yeah, incredible though. We're gonna do some more King of the Hill later, y'all, because I really enjoy King of the Hill. Makes me think about all the great ones come and going. Everybody that we've seen and all the action that we've seen, they really let you boil it down and it puts you on the spot, really. Like these answers, like I've been really sitting here thinking about it because it's like goodness gracious, you couldn't go wrong with either
Right.
one. You can start a team with any of these dudes we're talking about. But yeah, so we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at my time, it looks like we're about hitting that time, folk. Uh, I appreciate y'all rocking with us as tradition here. Well, like I said, we wouldn't do this if it wasn't for y'all. And since football is over, we'll keep presenting some more how to fix your teams and everything like that. But we're going to start getting into our basketball coverage and coverage of other sports entertainment because that's what we're here for. It's a media conglomerate, and we're going to give you everything. Hit this wrestling back hard, hit this UFC harder, especially since John Jones, my boy's coming back.
Mm.
Everything's falling into place here. I feel like this is going to be a great year in sports entertainment, none like we've ever seen before.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you.
Yes, sir. But as tradition, folks, we love y'all. He's Mr. KC from the 813. I'm that dude with the beard signing off. We'll have further details coming to y'all. So just wait, check it out. Got shorts coming. Wait and check it out. Got everything coming. Just check it out.
Hmm. Check it out.
Just